Hello friends, welcome back to Star Stylist Homestead. So today I'm going to be making Szechuan chicken. I have everything ready. So, and we're going to be having it over rice. I already mixed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off to you what I have here. My pan's got the oil in it. First off, you want to marinate your chicken for a half hour. Okay, this is with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and like a teaspoon and a half of salt. Okay, mine's been marinating and there was a little water still in my bag, so it's kind of juicy. I have my oil going right here. So, I'm just going to dump this right into my pan. My pan might not be hot enough, but oh well. I thought it was. Okay, so, or your wok, whatever you have. And darn, I forgot to cut my chicken pieces up. Oh well. Those are a little big. I froze them like that. Okay, so my sauce, I'll let you know. For my sauce, I doubled mine. I'm just going to give you the recipe for one. 4 teaspoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of ketchup, 1.5 teaspoons of rice wine, 2 teaspoons of hoisin sauce, 3 teaspoons of vinegar. Then in here, I have a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of 5-spice powder, which I don't have in mine because I didn't have and I was okay with that. White pepper powder, 1/2 teaspoon. I just use regular pepper. And a 1/2 teaspoon of ground chili pepper, and I skip that too because I'm not spicy. Okay, then I'm going to use the rest of my beef broth, but you need chicken broth. 3/4 cup of chicken broth. And all my vegetables are cut up. I have my 3 green, yellow, and orange peppers, onions, mushrooms, carrots, and broccoli. Over there. I guess I missed some of that, but yeah. So, now we're going to be cooking this. So, let me cook this. We only want to cook it halfway before we start adding the onions and stuff in. So once that's halfway cooked, I'll be back. Alrighty friends, that's halfway cooked. Let me move this out of the way here so I can show you. Now, we're just going to mix in our onions. I'm using a little bit more onions because I like my onions. So I used a whole onion. I'm just going to mix that in. Chicken's halfway cooked. Let that cook for just a minute. I decided for my vegetables, I wanted to add my peas. You can add anything you want in it. I didn't have red peppers in here. I just used the 3 colors. I washed my broccoli, and I decided to use my beans from the garden. I just cut them up into small pieces. Looks pretty. And I doubled my sauce, like I said earlier, and my spices because I knew I was using all this. So, okay, we're going to let that cook just for a minute. I have my water ready, as a matter of fact. This doesn't take long, so I'm just going to turn that on a medium-low. And I have my mushrooms here also. Those yucky. I used the brown mushrooms this time. I'm going to leave them whole so I can pick them out. Because you know me, I do not want those in mine. And I'm hoping my pan's big enough. So, now that those are softened, I'm going to add all my vegetables in. I cut my carrots. I have carrots in here too, and I've sliced them really thin so that they cook. And notice, I am not using my microphone today. That last video, I had to cut the whole thing apart because of that. Okay, what I'm going to do here, let me put you back down here. I'm just stirring this all in. I'm going to wait a few minutes before I put my sauce. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit to soften up a little bit. And once it's soft enough, I will be, or cooked a little bit, I'll be back. Okay, friends. This has only been on for a couple minutes. I just wanted to get it started. And now, I'm going to sprinkle in all my dry on here. Okay. Mix that in. You could have mixed it right in with that. And now, I'm just going to add all my sauce. Oh, thank God it's raining. It is so muggy outside. Ooh, that smells delicious. Okay, now I'm just going to let this cook. Not quite sure how long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a timer on it. I'll put a 10-minute timer just to see, so that I can put it in the notes below how long it takes. And I'm covering it. After 10 minutes, I'll put the carrots, the mushrooms in, because I don't want to overcook the mushrooms. So, I will be back. Friends, forgot my broth. I mixed it in because I had the small bowl. So I'm just going to, and it smells yummy. Look at this. I have quite a bit in here. I'm going to add about 3/4 cup. And just let that cook. Yeah, we still have about 5 more minutes left. 6 more minutes to let those vegetables cook before I add the rice. I mean the mushrooms. So I'll be back as soon as that goes off. Alrighty, friends. 4 seconds. Now we're just going to add all our mushrooms right in. And then just cook those up. Ugh. Cook those up with it. I'm missing the red. The red is always so vibrant. Okay, we're just going to cook those down a little bit. And we're just about done. Just thicken that sauce a little bit. Doesn't that look yummy? Get that out. Because it smells amazing. Put the lid back on. And my rice is just about done now. And I'll be back shortly. The last step before the taste test. Look at all that juice. That I like a lot. You don't have to use all that if you don't want to. Some people like theirs a little drier. I have about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch here, mixed with a little cold water. I'm just going to dump this in and thicken this up a little. Probably not a good choice using that. Mix it all in really good. Now what I do have to do is taste that sauce. Make sure it's got enough salt. Wow, that's perfect. Wow, that is good. FYI, I haven't made this before either. I've made something similar. But this recipe, I found it on call yesterday, and I said, oh, that sounds good, which is why I switched what I was making yesterday to what I made, and this today, because I wanted to use this chicken that was already defrosted for this. Oh, and when I was off camera, when I said, wow, those pieces are really big, I just got my shears, and as they were cooking, picked them up and cut them into bite-sized pieces, which is why they look like that now, and they're bite-sized instead of those big chunky pieces. So, I don't know why I cut them into those chunky pieces. Wow, that's perfect. So, let me get the plates ready and put this together, and I'll be right back. And the taste test. Here is mine. Piece of buttered bread with it, and that sauce, if this is any indication, just got you on my head. Chicken's done perfect. So is the broccoli. You know what I want to try is my beans. Sheesh, I didn't get one bean in here. Oh, one bean. Bean. Even the carrots. This is really good. And I know a lot of people don't keep wine vinegar, what's it? Hoisin sauce and all that in their cabinet. Do it, because when you ever want to make something like this, that's amazing. Definitely something I'll make again. I think the hardest part was having to get all those vegetables together and cut up, which is why I did it before the video, so you guys didn't have to watch all that. I mean, it's easy. It's vegetables. There's just a lot of vegetables because I cut the ends off my broccoli pieces and whatnot. So this is really good. I'm going to go enjoy my dinner. You guys have a great night. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you if you have. And I'll see you again whenever. Or you'll see me. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday.